before the game, that they play best when they're into it emotionally and embedded into the game. So hopefully they can get a good start in that regard. But we're underway. Semifinals, GODSENT versus Immortals. And already a nade going to go toward the drop position. That will do decent damage onto Twist and Pronax. Pronax without armor takes the brunt of the damage. He's going to be the utility player with the single smoke as they try and walk toward this A site. An aggressive stance in A. Usually we talk about that retake potential on the A site. They've got 3 players in the site itself, with Phelps looking to avoid a flash. There is not one, but a decoy instead. It's Henny. First damage dealt. Again, remember that nade went in. That's going to play dividends when they walk into the site because they're already weakened up. That makes Phelps easy to get 2 headshots. Bolts, Henny, each coming out with one of their own. And it's on to Schneider to pull this back. 1 HP to do it. He's found 1 kill, but unlikely with 1 HP. He's going to be able to close this out. They know exactly where he is, and Showtime just waits for him to appear.
Very simple round there from GODSENT, going for the fast A attack. 1 smoke towards Highway, but as you said, Immortals stacking that up. 1 player in the form of Phelps towards MVK. He picks up fast 2 frags, and then it's just a complete shutdown from that point. Great crossfire coming in from Immortals, and a good way to kick things off. We talk about the momentum, and getting the CT pistol on Cash is a good way to start a series. So here we go then, it's going to be GODSENT. Not getting the bomb down in the pistol, so they will be semi-forcing up into this. It's going to be Palf and Pronax without the armor. They've got Deagles across the board here. It can be a very powerful pistol, especially on Cash, on some long-range angles to go for those picks. You can see Palf there rattling off some shots through the smoke, seeing if anything is available here. But Immortals, they don't have to go heavy rifle setup here. They know it's going to be a pretty easy prospect holding this one off. You can see no grenades from GODSENT whatsoever. That's an interesting idea. Normally, if you're going to force in the second, you want to have at least a couple of smokes just to take away some options to the CTs in terms of their crossfires, but they have full control of the site here.
Door open. Lecro had a chance to try and isolate with Phelps if they crossed over on aim A, and they would have found him in it. The forklift position, they've had the information that he's there, but the Deagle can't find the angle. Quick pre-fire shot from Lecro. Phelps is going to try and take advantage of that smoke as well. Just sit on the edge of the doorway when they do walk in, flash out. That's going to push them back slightly. It leaves Lecro on his own to try and find this. But again, as you say, with these Deagles, they're trying to play the angles. They're trying to slow this down and play the pick strategy. And armor on 3 of them does work against the MP7 and MP9, but everything else will be able to penetrate that quite easily.
There's no reason for the CTs to face at this point. They're just working together using the flashbangs they have available. That's a nice little push there from Phelps to take down Pronax. But the thing is, GODSENT can't really segregate anything on the map. They're just trying to take really audacious picks at the moment. It's just not working out for them. Here we go then, Twist with an opportunity onto the B bomb site. Doesn't land the shot just yet, and the CTs just know what to do right now. Run the top down, make them commit to a bomb site before they really face.
Bolts does take down Palf. That was one of the unarmored players, so MP9 doesn't matter the range, and it's going to be closed up quite easily as the M4 and the UMP pick up kills. So a little bit of money going the way of the SMGs start to build up. Again, they did have the FAMAS and the M4 in hands as well.
Yeah, well, I have to say, I feel like that's a waste of a force buy. Most of the top teams will make sure they have the Tech 9s and body armor and have the smoke and flashbangs just to get yourself onto a bomb site there and actually allow yourself to take advantage of that situation. That's really optimistic, I think, just to have the Eagles and nothing else. But regardless, we go into the 3rd round. This should be a clean sweep here for Immortals. Just Glocks and PT-50s. They have got a couple of smokes in this round. This is where they really could have used them in the last, but it's looking like they will be focusing towards the B side potentially with the bomb there. So maybe smoking towards upper and CT spawn, rushing the site with the PT-50s and just trying to get a plant down in any capacity. But here we go, Lucas waiting on the other side of the smoke. I really feel like he's going to be a thorn in their side here. Opens things up, gets the first frag, but only manages to get 2 here. But it's going to be Pronax for the last remaining player. Schneider, who got the only kill here for the terrorists. I don't think Pronax will be able to get much more.
Obviously not. Showtime closes it out. So they do get the 3-0 start. Again, the force buy plants off this. It's going to leave them still with presumably 5 AKs, and that's exactly what they come out with. 2 AWPs to go against them as well.
Oh yes, the double AWP setup for the Immortals there can be very powerful on Cash. It means you don't really have to focus too much on towards middle. You can have the AWPs towards quad and the B side as well, and have a lot of rifle setup moving around, trying to predict the movements of the terrorists there. Have a look at the initial setup from GODSENT. Quite an aggressive default here. 3 players towards the B storage. Going to be pushing through smoke as well, but it's Showtime. He's waiting with that AWP towards Checkers, looking for that first frag.
Might find it as well. That's so desperately close. There it is. Pronax does eventually show himself in that position, and Showtime smartly immediately changes his angle, stays dynamic, stays unpredictable. Misthrown Molotov. That's a fine angle to hit.
Well, that's a dream scenario to see at this point. Have 1 player facing aggressively, you get the first pick, and then you don't need to commit to any sort of angles from that. You can fall back, force the terrorists to make the next move. That's exactly what they're going to do. Twist will be leading the charge out towards middle. They're going to get the control here, but with the man down and utility starting to fade, they're going to struggle to get onto a site here, especially as we can see AWP setting up. It's Henny. He's towards the A site and he's watching towards highway. There it is. Like a hawk. They're going to have a tough time here, but it looks like they're maybe going for the B split. Twist holding towards middle. 2 players towards the B storage here. 45 seconds remaining, but no real ground gain so far.
And B split's not a bad call out of this either, because they've rotated Lucas over to watch Z Connector from the back of it. He might be able to pop out and do some damage into mid, but it completely leaves him alone. Showtime inside of the site, you're right. Phelps is going for this flank, so if they can slow it down, they have rotated Lucas back, but missed shot from Showtime. They're going to advance pretty quick on this. They're going to take advantage of it. Lucas gets caught because of it. Showtime, he has to make up for lost ground, but the nade's going to take him down, and Phelps is just getting into this smoke out. He's going to try and take advantage of it, come in a little bit early, but Schneider's going to spot him up coming through. Trade though, Bolt skips right back in and burning one alive before they could even get the plant. Again, there's not going to be the extra injection of cash toward GODSENT.
Well, there's a lot of cash going in favor of Immortals there. That was the bonus round we normally discussed. They did have a double AWP setup, but they had UMPs and an MP9 as well to actually win that round. It was that aggressive play towards the checkers. This is the shot on your screen right now. Get the first kill, fall back, get that advantage. And Showtime struggled on the bomb side there a little bit, but hit the shot that counted on towards Lekro, and then the backstab coming in from Phelps there, finish things off. So nice work from Immortals, 4-0, and it's going to be another eco for GODSENT at this point. Just Lekro with some body armor. The Deagles, once again, the lack of utility is going to make things very difficult in these rounds. As soon as they establish it's just pistols, the CTs will be falling back here, but there's a nice aggressive play from Phelps. Negating that smoke to see this boost we saw yesterday. This is actually originally brought into the game by Pronax, funnily enough, but it's going to be Phelps using this to get that first pick. Takes down Twist, and that's all you had to do in this scenario. Worked out they've got pistols as well, and he'll be falling back.
So again, first pick for Immortals, and it costs them nothing. We'll try and resume duty inside of that A main position and go for the split with middle. Schneider's going to be the first one to get toward the highway, but Henny staring it down again from inside A. Realizes 2 have gone that direction, can't find where Pronax is, and they try and flash themselves into A main. That goes the other direction for Pauf, so Pronax can suddenly be a bit of a nuisance in this. They're going to fade away from that initial pick and try and spread the defense, pull this back where they can. Pauf's on 4 HP, which is a bit of a problem considering they're on Tech 9s against the weapons that Immortals do have, and Showtime's gone passive, but does still have the AWP. Nice shot from Pronax. That opens up vents. I was going to say AWP toward the B site. There it is. Finally, Pauf goes down. That could have been done with a pistol for all it mattered with the 4 HP. But nothing to cover this cross because there's no utility, and Bomb has gone down inside of the site. They've got to commit the no-scope from a distance. Showtime, the second shot, quite pretty considering he missed the first opportunity, but that does mean in that missed opportunity that Lekro gets a plant. So finally GODSENT get that going for them with the max loss round bonus. They'll be in a good position to pull up AWPs themselves finally this time.
It'll be interesting to see who actually picks up the weapon. We discussed this yesterday, actually. It's whether Schneider or Twist is going at it. Twist, I'd say, is the more favorable AWPer, but sometimes he has a confidence issue, doesn't feel it on certain days. We'll see. Oh, it's a double AWP setup. Here we go. So both players chiming in. Why not? T-side is kind of unorthodox, but if you're going to slow things down and try and work the picks and counter the double AWP setup of the CTs, definitely can be viable. Let's see what they can decide to do with this. And we'll see whether Henny or Showtime decide to do something aggressive. They've got decent spawns there, especially Showtime, as he makes his way towards B.
It's going to be a fast drop.
See.
It was. No one's there. He's actually pushed further. Showtime's all the way in B main right now.
Oh!
He finds Pauf. Very aggressive. You called it. Good spawn for Showtime.
Yeah, he was actually blind when he pulled the trigger then as well, so that's great. Doesn't manage to find where the AWP is, but Pauf, a huge scalp on the team to take down. It's another 5-on-4 in favor of Immortals, and once again, once you get that man advantage, you fall back and make the terrorists commit to a bomb site before you actually let them run into your crossfires here, but Henny going to be throwing the incendiary onto the boost. That shuts down Twist, and he has to fall down and reposition himself.
They can reboost up. 7 seconds later. Phelps has taken advantage of this position, though, when he knows that Molotov's there, that they are forced back. He can get up closer in middle. It's going to be Twist with an AWP. Close angle to play. Misses that first shot. Phelps is actually sneaking in around them right now. This is perfect because they're so distracted, but he can't land it. Position given away. Nade. It'll do further damage, but still doesn't take Twist down as it can't get through the door. Twist on the other side of it. It's obscured, but it is Henny to pick up Schneider. Lekro's going to come back around, try and bail him out. That does free up Phelps and now opens up the opportunity to go back over toward B as they fully rotated, letting Phelps try and anchor down that position, but it's 41 seconds. So Showtime does have to give that attention and puts himself in the bottom of highway.
Well, that shot should secure the round at this point. It was a little bit hairy for the season at one point, having no players towards B, but Henny gets the kill, and that's going to be a 4-on-2. Pronax and Lekro do have the bomb in hand, and Lekro towards middle needs to hit the shot if there's any sort of chance, but the pistol takes him down. Showtime and Henny to finish things off. 6-0 now. GODSENT struggling immensely. It's the aggression to the start of the round that's locking them in, and they're actually losing the first pick every single time here. They're the double AWP setup this time, but now we go into round number 7. Maximum loss bonus, as you mentioned before, Still ringing true. We're going to have AKs across the board here for GODSENT. I'd like to see something a little bit more of a set piece map. The defaults aren't working out, but they're not getting the kills at the start of the round. Hold the default at the start, but it doesn't look like that's going to be coming in. It's maybe just be a B rush here, trying to lock down the early orb.
Well, Phelps is getting aggressive again inside the middle, but double smokes out. He can wrap back through the vents. They'll hear this, though, but it doesn't matter. Showtime. He's got the first shot. Now Phelps comes in. Perfect time. He is overwhelmed slightly, but Lucas found another one onto Palf in the middle of that, so Lecro's got the only kill in return. It puts them down a man. Molotov off, so they can't cross into the site. Buys Lucas a bit more space. He'll watch the inside of Checker. And look how fast they slow GODSENT down. They boost Pronax back up to give them an opportunity to try and find a pick and work back over toward the A site. But the first rush, that initial play that they wanted to do, like you say, go for that fast stop, completely shut down.
Well, it's going to be a 4-on-3. Still is viable for GODSENT, but they just haven't really got much of the map to play with here. We can see Pronax has made his way towards middle and towards that vent area, hoping that someone walks into his crosshair at this point. But once again, the CTs don't really need to commit. They don't need to go scanning towards middle. They have got control of the situation. A is in a retake position. You see Bolt set towards CD spawn, watching for any crosses, but terrorists have one smoke remaining, so just to take away that information for the CTs, it's going to be difficult to even get to the bomb site here. So what's the next play? Potentially a B split. We can see Schneider. He's going to be the point man here, just try and get something rolling. Taking his AK towards highway here. That's a little bit of a high-risk maneuver considering how they've been getting locked down by Henny, but 30 seconds remain. I think it's going to have to be the B side.
Oh. They have let Pronax stay inside that vent at least for a second further, I imagine. Okay, so they are going to go. I was going to say they might let Lecro try and get information just in case, but with 16, they've got no choice. Flashback through, they want to get back in the site. Lucas still here, but it's Showtime that does make that work as he gets aggressive. First kill goes his way, but he's still smoked off of this. Lucas down, they're going to try and go for the immediate plant, excuse me, and Showtime's going to get in position, but can't deny it. And Schneider, he might do better than that. It's down to just Bolts. He picks up 2. He does find him in the end, rotating over, but that gives away the position that he's up on top of heaven, and Pronax has gone missing. And he's got perfect position to take this out. Finally, GODSENT get on the round.
A little bit of a desperate round there for GODSENT. They needed someone to step up, and it's Schneider to deliver the goods this time. He finds 2 stellar headshots there on the B side. They were running out of time, and someone needed to make something happen. He drops out of checker room. It's the 2 headshots. The bomb goes down. It's Pronax with a decent positioning there towards CD spawn. Completely outplays Bolts there. He had to assume the player was on the bomb site. But we go into round number 8. Problem is for GODSENT now, there's another 1v1 situation, and they've lost the 5-stack loss bonus as well. So Swiss back on the AWP, but Lecro, he's struggling a little bit with that. SMG himself, double orb setup, still ringing true for Immortals. It's a big round for GODSENT. They need to win this to avoid a potential double eco situation.
Schneider and Lecro out towards Squeaky. They do have the smoke off to cover off quad. Elf's not going to take advantage of this, though, and try and clear in toward Forklift. And Lucas and Phelps have gotten close to that position. They're not playing from the truck. They're playing aggressively. Bolts finds the opening. Phelps now gets into a position where he finds 2. Pronax getting Bolts. They're going to try and go for the fast plant. Nearly caught off by Henny in doing so. And they now know he's at truck. Good shot to take down Twist, who tried to have the AWP on him in return. It still leaves them 1 man short and no kits on this retake. So a chance for GODSENT to avoid that reset, as you say. But with Palf and Pronax low, you have to be weary of these nades. And that first one, going to go a little bit far to find the low HP player in Pronax. It's Lecro that it did get near, and he's the high. He's got 78 still left over, and already they're going to bail out on this. They can't, with no kits, afford to go for this any further.
Yeah, I think that's the right call at this point. You're just going into the bomb site and walking into those little tight crossfires the terrorists have set up on some bombs down. Save the AWPs, keep the bank strong. You still have a huge lead here going forward, but GODSENT, I think these are the kind of plays that are going to win them round. Instead of trying to work the defaults and allowing everyone to take one-on-one duels, let's... Did not expect that. Okay, that's happened again. That's Malmo all over again.
It gets you. I actually forgot about it that time too. I heard them warm it up this morning. I heard them practice.
Oh, my heart.
One of these days,
stops.
Yeah, you know what? We got to put it in our contract that when Henry's casting, that can't happen because you are actually going to legit have a heart attack someday.
Anyway, what was I saying? That's the kind of rounds that GODSENT should be running over now. The defaults are working out for them. This is simple execution on the side. A couple of smokes, a couple of flashbangs. Allow your star players to actually get in these situations where the bomb's down, they can actually clutch and hit some shots. So that's great from GODSENT. We're going to round number 9. Still money available for Immortals. That double orb setup obviously saved, but they are struggling a little bit more here. Bolts with the 5-7. Lucas just on a Famas here. They have got kits this time, and the lack of utility, that's been expended most of the start of the round. You see Henny going a little bit aggressive there towards A main. He's actually going to be focusing all the way down, so he's got great vision here, but it's a fast B play from GODSENT.
Lucas does manage to hold it together with the FAMAS. He's down to that 5 bullets left, though, and he hasn't got time to get the reload in. He hasn't gone for it. He may have done so when we switched off. Either way, it's down to just Twist as they shut down everything on the entrance. And he's got the AWP in this position. Again, they did avoid that reset, but had to buy in a few extra guns in this round, so their money hasn't stabilized. It's only 24.50 for him. This could be worth the save. He swapped it over to at least the M4 to try and make a play close range. Has the bomb back in his hands. 54 seconds. He might as well at least investigate what he can out of this, but he has to be careful not to overcommit as well if he can't find early picks.
Yeah, well, we saw GODSENT once again going for another fast play, group together, keep it simple, but Immortals had such a decent read in that situation, all going to A storage. Just focus on the B side, and Showtime hits a lovely shot there on the Twist.
That was just pure spam. You saw the first bullet hit, and I'm sure the thought was, he's not going to do that again. He walked straight into it.
He's surely not going to do that again. Well then, this should be an eco here for GODSENT after a couple of decent rounds in a row. Trying to keep that fast paced up. Doesn't really work out for them this time. Like I said, it was Henny getting towards that A storage area, getting a ton of information. His teammates is rotating over towards B, falling through the vents as well. Complete spray down and back onto the Deagles. No utility once again. And essentially boosting up towards middle here. You can see a lot of players focusing on the A side for now. Going to be smoked out for now. Phelps looking to push through the smoke potentially, yeah.
They'll go with what they can. Schneider holding angle with the Deagle, excuse me. Twist to run over as that's held, but can't get the shot on his Showtime. Does do a bit of damage to him as he breaks out that vent, down to 57. The AWP player on the B site stays alive for Immortals. Back over to A now. Well, they've got mid out of this, though. They have pushed them back far enough, so that was successful to let Pronax and Twist get better positioning to try and split this A site, but Phelps has already flashed into A main. He could be a real nuisance in this play. He's in the open, but gets towards lockers before Pau rounds the corner, but now he's sitting duck. He's got his back turned. Phelps, he's pushed through and not even considering the possibility. Thankfully, the pistol can't land a shot. That leaves him alive to take Lecro. So a shot that could have been, he's so low on HP. Finally, Pau will take him down. And good hold from Henny behind the E-box, waiting for the highway presence. And he's still Schneider. They've done well here. Get this down to a 1 versus 2 in the eco situation. They've picked up that gun again because Phelps was so far forward. It's easily recoverable. No armor, though, to work with, but does still have the bomb.
What can Pau even do here, though? If he had a flashbang or a smoke, it'd be possible to cross to the bomb site. He knows Henny's watching his angle like a hawk, but is he? He's actually rotating. What, they're going to give him an opportunity to plant here. This is a bold move, and they're actually going all the way to B. What is this called? Okay.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I guess they just assumed he was going in. There's no real reason there, but I guess sticking together is fine, but just allowing him to plant here was a little bit of a misplay, in my opinion. But
the issue, though, is sticking together is fine, except that Henny has an AWP, and Lucas is on 15 with the AK, so Pauf has a chance here. If the AWP misses, the M4 can capitalize on this, and the aim punch might not matter against 15 HP. Thankfully, Lucas reads it well with that Molotov going out, but that was far too close.
It was so certain he was going to be. There was no real reason there. But, you know, like I said, in those 2 versus 1 situation, it is better to stick together. If you haven't got a feeling he's going towards B, make it 1 versus... make it 1, 2 versus 1 instead of 2, 1 versus 1. So that's the best way to play it. So that's the right call, but why they went to B and they were so sure of it, I'm not so sure myself. But still, round number 11, we do have a buy coming in for GODSENT. It's going to be 5 AKs across the board, no orbs. They did try that double orb setup on the T-side, didn't correct. So, we'll see how this works out for them.
Twist spamming through, hoping to get a bit of luck on his side. Phelps again is going to get aggressive behind that smoke in mid. And Henny's there with him, so they could go for a counter boost. That's going to be denied. And a nade on top of it. Phelps takes a little bit of damage. He's actually elected to go through. That's going to give up that he's there, so smartly gets away while he can. They won't have the read on the second player, though, so Lecro's going to get 1 here easy, down to 6 HP as soon as he walks over Cubby. AWP, though, close range. Henny's got to hit 2, and he does it. Brilliantly done, and he reacts in time to turn around, but Pauf just clips him through the edge of the box. That'll take him down and bring it back to 3 versus 3.
Very flashy play there from Henny. I have no idea how he got the second kill. That close range AWP potential working in his favor. It's going to be a 3-on-3 now. 1 minute remaining for the Terrorist. They've only got a Molotov remaining, though, so they're going to have to go towards B. Showtime's waiting for them, though, at the back of the site. If he hits his first shot, he's going to buy himself enough time to have his teammates rotate, but they're pretty far away. You can see they're both committed heavily towards the A side, so he's actually on his own in this one.
Waiting for it. Holding the closer angle does give up Pronax an entry point onto the back of Checkers. Twist finding bolts. That won't let Lucas rotate, so it is all on Showtime. Does drop the bomb on the way through, but 35 seconds chance to recover it easily with Pauf getting that kill. And now it is on Lucas, and Twist will have had the information that he was trying to rotate over. Pauf's not going to plant alone in the case that he's gone early, but as soon as Twist arrive, he crosses back over. They'll get toward the headshot position and easily put this down in the default safe plant. Lucas has a kit and full HP to work with, 1 Molotov as well to try and flush out any of the T players. See if he gets a read toward exactly where the bomb planter Pauf has gone, but so far he's not exactly certain as he's still looking at the big box in the back. As soon as he crosses over on tree, Twist is going to be waiting with this information, and there it is. Perfect lineup, great crosshair placement.
Yeah, lovely stuff there. That's a very strong setup there from GODSENT. They knew they had time to play. We're getting a player towards CD spawn. That covers the angle from upper and the spawn area itself, obviously, as well. But then he's got a perfect crossfire to the bomb side if he does try to get his way onto that area as well. So 8-3, GODSENT find their third. And I think Immortals have been broken at this point. Finally, money has been chipped away enough. This could be PT50s and Deagles. No utility purchase. It's a flashbang on Henny. But it's GODSENT there in the 3-on-3. Played that very nicely, I have to say. Got some positional control of checker room. Twist making a nice play on towards the A side, hits a headshot. The B split comes in. Showtime can only hit 1 shot and then comes down.
Gonna commit to this with 3 players coming through Squeaky, so look for smokes to go off toward the quad position at a fast entry point. That's exactly what it was, but bolts. He goes down, he can't hold it off with the pistol. Twist able to pick up the second. And Henny's got himself in an interesting position inside of these smokes, but they spot him up, and he's on 5 HP before he even gets exposed. It's just showtime. Good shot on the entry with the USB, but not likely he'll achieve much more. Can't pick up a rifle off this. No kit, no armor, full save. And down he goes. Schneider took his time about doing it, but still gets it done nonetheless.
Money's still amazing for Immortals. They've been relying pretty heavily on this double AWP setup, and that's not going to be available this time. You can see it's actually spread pretty thin here. They've got 2 SMGs, an MP7 and a UMP, a FAMAS, no kits, and these are the kind of rounds about you need to go a little bit more aggressive with this. Maybe push 2 into a squeaky door, those SMGs try and find the first pick, get an AK in hand. Something needs to happen here. They can't sit back and allow GODSENT to work these picks here, especially when they don't have the AWP. So let's see what they decide to do. Looks like aggressive play towards B. This is what I was saying. They need to go with the first pick, but the flashes will hold them off. They're struggling a little bit here, may have to fall back.
Bit confused. It looked like Phelps and Henny were going to go aggressive in mid as well, so good pick up by Phelps with the UMP and try and get a boost, but Henny stayed far back with that MP7. I would have liked to see him get a little bit closer. Either way, Pronex out does compensate the offset 1 kill, bring it in, bomb planted open. They can try and play this from A main. Lekro as well at quad, they can go for the boost. Twist is a little bit low on HP, so it'll be Lekro that goes up if they do it. They're going to do it exactly right now. Pronex will get the information on highway as well, so they'll have 2 players staring that down. Lekro finds the shot from that position. What can these SMGs, or rather, I guess, upgraded now to an AK on Henny, try and accomplish? Good pickup. Wow. They find 2. Lucas and Henny, the twins, on cue, both finding one together. Pauf, though, does have the angle held. Remember, planted very open inside of A main. He's got Henny on the cross, and Lekro's still here. Time ticking. There's no kit. They can't get this. They're going to try and get on it, but that's desperate at this point. And Lekro getting that kill. It's done. Showtime, best he can do is take guns out of their hands. He's going to actually get him down because Lekro's forced to stay on the site, so he will die. But they pick up the round regardless.
There was no explosion.
There was fire. I could feel it, but there was no big bang.
I'm disappointed.
There was no Big Bang Theory. God is real. See?
A discussion for another time, perhaps. Yes.
Chewie thinks he's real.
Well, we're going to round number 14. It's going to be another EVGA for Immortals. That's just great mid-round calling from GODSENT. They got the call to aggression towards B, heavy aggression in fact, and then towards middle as well. They had 3 players going in towards A, fast out of squeaky door, took advantage of the AK-47, so another good reader. This is working out so much better for GODSENT here. Just keeping together, fragging efficiently, but all of a sudden though, Immortals show up with the pistols. Lucas takes down Pauf, and now all of a sudden they have actually got the man advantage here, but still a lot of work to do. Heavy damage inflicted to the CTs.
Oh, it's Twist with 1, but Henny does get back in. So Pistol's able to pull this down to a 2-on-2 very early, 1:20 still left, and a massive exchange inside of middle, but no guns available to Lucas or Henny. And Henny's sitting on 20 HP, neither with armor. They managed to slip over into this A site though, and interestingly enough, that's exactly where GODSENT's headed. So Pronex opening that door, they'll get confirmation that there's a presence from the T side on the A site. That smoke's effectively irrelevant because both players are well and truly inside of the site. Beyond that, we'll see if they check this off correctly because out toward fence, Lekro's going to be exposed. He pulls the nade. He nearly gets taken down because it's the Deagle from range. But again, it's Henny on such low HP. He's got to peek this almost perfectly. He's got to nail the headshots when they walk around. They've done enough damage, but they won't find it. Lekro just sits back and waits, and Henny guesses that they're trying to rotate and doesn't find them.
Just the pistols in hand there for Immortals. They do manage to find 3 kills, and there's a good read towards the end. Both players on the A side with baiting towards the MPK position, but it doesn't work out for them. GODSENT prevail, and we go into round number 15, finally the double AWP setup. Back out for Immortals, that's what's worked for them so well, but once again, they don't have those defuse kits. They have a lack of grenades as well, so they need to be relying on the frags. We'll see if... It's been Showtime has been going mostly aggressive for them. He'll be going towards B once again, going for that first pick. They're not going to have any presence there whatsoever, so we never fast mid-play. Twist goes down first.
Micro's trying to find that spam into the corner. It's Henny that gets Pauf. Schneider not really doing much other than waiting for a B push. We haven't really seen that except in times of desperate measure. So Immortals still sitting back inside of the B site. He has to go join his teammates now, Schneider, and make a play. They do have 3 smokes still to work with, which is enough on the A side. If you can get one out toward the top of highway and potentially even just a second at quad, you can still make quite the entrance, especially with bolts playing so far back. It would effectively then just be Henny and Phelps to try and negate their entrance. Schneider jumps across, tries to get the better angle. So far, no smokes deployed. They're going to play this straight up on the picks because they want the advantage to work back in their favor. And Pronax finding Phelps. This gives them better chances still. There's the smoke finally. That's from the doorway. Lecro gets bolts. That's the player back at truck. It's all on the Henny. Close range AWP, but does drop Pronax. Bomb goes down. He can't reset in time to find Lecro, but the Flames will deny him access to the bomb, and he's down to 15. So it starts to favor the CTs more so with Schneider getting tagged up and Showtime again through the smokes. It's going to be 9-6 as Immortals close out the last round.
Getting those nice early picks there, making things uncomfortable for GODSENT. Pronax did what he could from Squeaky Door area. Actually had a really nice pick towards that forklift area. And all of a sudden, it looked interesting. The 2-on-2 didn't really work out for them. They just had such little HP to try and make that work. But 9-6, reasonable half for both teams. I think Immortals, after having that huge advantage, will feel like they slipped away a little bit from them. I think they were up 6-0 at one point. And it's when GODSENT adapted to their play, stopped running the straight-up defaults there, and started blocking a little bit faster. They managed to string together 4 rounds and break the economy of the CT. So it's a good adaptation from GODSENT. Obviously, the first game of the day, it's early in the morning. Just trying to get in the swing of things. Palf getting 10 frags. Actually pretty consistent across the board for GODSENT. No one really stepping up or slacking behind either. But Showtime for me, he was great.
Yeah, he was excellent.
He was adaptive, he was aggressive, finding those opening picks time and time again, whether it was towards B or middle. So he's playing very well so far, and it seems like they are finding a bit of flair this morning, and some huge shots from Henny as well in those close range situations. Here we go then. The pistol comes in. Immortals will have a look at the buy and try and work out what they may be up to here. Decoys coming in as well. Those can be very powerful on a map like Cashmere. What are some of those smokes that can be thrown over the top?
Watch the 2 nades, interestingly, on GODSENT. Twist and Schneider have each picked one up. And are they playing close to each other? So far, no. So those are just individual nades. I thought maybe a double nade toward the drop position or in toward a main, potentially, but they've got them spread out. Twist has already thrown his to no avail. There was no one over toward B where he, or excuse me, mid when he did try to throw it. They have come over drop ever since, and he's been pushed back slightly. This is going to give up highway to Phelps and Lucas. They're playing the retake strategy on the A site. 2 kits to do so as Pronax has a smoke. Schneider's got the other kit. They can try and go for a potential ninja late last second defuse. Pronax going to be pushed off this though as they get aggressive. They know exactly where he is at truck. This makes things harder still. Lecro, Schneider both inside of middle. Need to hit these shots. Lecro does. As he just barely bails his teammate out. Schneider went down to 5 HP in that exchange. The bomb is planted, and Henny's playing at the doorway. Or open as well. He can walk in easily without having to have the noise trigger and getting them off that defuse. Boost up. Lucas, he's not peeking just yet. Will spot Lecro late. Good headshot. This will hold them off further as they try and round the corner. Smoke is out. They're going to try and get aggressive on this, and it's going to be spamming from Lucas. They're waiting. Look at the knife. Henny's just waiting. He says, all right, you want a ninja? You want to get a kit? I've got a knife ready, but can he find him? He hasn't yet. No, he kills his teammate instead. That's a bit awkward. He thought he was being clever, but instead he's actually giving them a chance. Second time's a charm, though. He does knife Twist, so he'll make the money back, and they will pick up the round. I love it. All right, you want a ninja? I'll just sit here.
I'll stab anyone who's in that bomb. I don't care if you're on my team. You're going down. You're getting shanked. And it was quite a valiant effort there from GODSENT. That they had smokes available to actually get it on the bomb. You can see here's the replay right now. Just swinging wildly with the knife there. Actually manages to get Pronax. And a teammate gets stabbed as well. Why not?
That's actually awesome. I like the thought process to pre-knife that though, because he knew exactly what they were going to try and do.
Well, that's the thing with the pistol. It's not like you have an AK and do a full spray into it. You've got a Glock, which is as soon as you start missing the bullets, you can't find anything. It's not going to do enough damage to actually take down the diffuser. So that's actually a very viable idea. But here we go then. Bolt saved up the first kill. Gets 2 as well. It's the aggressive play from the CTs. They haven't actually force pulled on the second round here. Just some upgraded pistols. They haven't got the armor as well. They want to make sure they have those grenades available on the first gun round, which you know I'm a fan of, so that's absolutely fine. It's going to be a 5-on-3 here. The terrorists have taken a little bit of damage there, but Bolt's going down to 14 HP. Any on 46. They will just be sticking together at this point, making sure they're trading and heading towards the A side. Bolt's holding the flank.
Blackro nearly catches the second shot, but it's Pronax by the door. Showtime nails him. He can't land it as they walk by into his crosshair, and it's Showtime again to take down Lecro, continuing on this fine form as he hits 22 kills with that second one on the Schneider. Another impressive round, 3 total for him that time. 11-6 Immortals. Both pistols and ensuing rounds. They haven't been ecoed off this. It's a very, very hard game at this point for GODSENT.
Yeah, and this is another given round towards the Immortals. It's going to be a pretty much full eco here. For GODSENT, they have P250s, 157 actually. It's not as bad as potentially could be with just the Sun GSP. They have a flashbang as well. That suggests maybe trying to push through middle, boost up themselves, but it's going to be Henny going nice and fast there, looking for the first pick. Shooting on the vents and seeing if he can find anyone. Spots a player towards the sandbag, struggling a little bit against Pronax, and it gets taken down as well. His teammates taking damage. Phelps burning alive. It's his teammates, Molotov. What's going on? This is absolute pandemonium.
Immortals trying to give a handicap back. At least Lucas makes up for it with 2 good kills, Twist the second of which, but why not? Let's just burn everyone. Let's just knife everyone. Let's throw Molotov. I don't know.
How did that even go down?
I'm not asking questions that I can't answer, Henry. But Bolts is going to finally advance into middle. Look at Schneider, though, trying to compensate for this with the pistol. They've given themselves another chance here in the fact that it's 3 versus 3. Very little investment from GODSENT because they had to save up to get ready for the gun round. Even if they could pick something up in this, it could be good moving forward for their utility, but Schneider's information here. He's not going to push any further, but what they won't know, and this is the problem, Pauf's going to look the wrong way. They had no idea they were walking out middle. It was the one play they could have made with Schneider where he was, and he's going to try and go for the full rotation through T-spawn to beat them toward the A site because Lekro's going to need a bailout. Interestingly, he knows exactly where they are, so on the opposite side of red, it's an unorthodox play with the T's coming in from the CT side. They might not get a read on him. Regardless, he does show face, and that's going to give it up. A good headshot takes down Lucas. Showtime is going to answer once more, though. Again, continuing on this form, 24 kills now.
Another crazy round there. Pronax opened things up and actually did a ton of damage to the second player. Actually gets taken down by his own teammate's Molotov. I'll be interested to see what that actually Oh, okay, so he tried to bounce it off the top.
And he missed it.
Yeah, so he actually completely roasted his teammate there. There was no exit strategy whatsoever. Down he goes. It's going to be 12-6 now, the first gun round coming in. GODSENT, though, still a little bit limited. Haven't got the AWP, but they're going to have 5 rifles and a decent amount of utility here. See whether Henny can open things up. He has got the AWP. Molotoving towards Checkers to kick things off, and seeing as there's a boost coming in at the start of the round, not going to be happening this time, but look at his vision gathered from the CT's. Twist pushing through to A storage. Not spotting anyone there, so he can focus towards B, but at the moment it's Palf there by himself.
There's a double flash in. And the third player to support that push in toward A main in case it didn't go well. Because even a trade in that situation at A main means they can try and act quickly on the A site, so the third player's there as the anchor, but now they kind of give that position up. Pronax instead, though, he's gone through Squeaky. He's out toward A long right now, so if they rotate back over, he's got prime position. And he's also going to have the noise trigger if they do get that direction, so they can afford to put Lekro and Twist at the bottom of middle and stack up toward this B. Give Pauf a little bit more of a aiding hand here. It's Twist to find the opening pick. And finally, GODSENT can start to stabilize and around.
Well, we have got Bolts. He's in a decent position right now, but Pronax all the way towards Squeaky Door. And he's going to find him, though. Good play, and that's going to bring it to a 4-on-4. Like we said, the CTs are to get their opening pick. Don't really need to commit those situations, but that's going to level things out here. 40 seconds remaining. It's looking like the T's maybe going towards the A storage. It's Showtime trying to work the first pick here.
Smoke on highway. Lekro's going to play above that.
I guess with Bolts, it's this great position towards Checkers. He's got so much information gathered here, but the problem is we have got Schneider waiting on the other side.
Good trade for Lekro, but Schneider, perfect position, sees the gun barrel through. Good response, at least from Lucas, but it's still a 2 versus 2 bomb down inside of the site. They have to try and find a great shot from Lucas as Pauf shows himself at heaven. And they are already deep in the site with Lucas grabbing the bomb. It's Bolts to go try and hold off against Lekro, and they'll have heard him drop down. So this becomes a much easier task of trying to locate where Lekro is. The flash doesn't really work out to allow Bolts to peek, but he's found the corner, and Lekro's got a read on this. He's going to look into it, can't necessarily find it, but does there! He knew the whole time where Bolts had gone, and now it's just Lucas left on the site. Low HP, just 10 to work with. Doesn't spot his shoulder as he gets around, but he knows he hasn't crossed over, so he's got to be there somewhere, and Lekro's going to find it.
It's a big play from the young man. 2 versus 1 situation in that first shot. Great awareness there. Could sense the baits coming in from the bomb site. Hits the first headshot and 10 HP. It's not really much Lucas could do to finish things off there, so it's going to be the first round arriving for GODSENT here, but still not out of the woods just yet. They do manage to pick up an AWP, but going down to a 1 versus 1, they are limited in terms of the economy, so if they were to lose this round, it could mean a double eco, so still a lot of work to do. Great out. Really nice play. He's coming to his own in the last few tournaments. He has been a standout player for GODSENT, has to be said.
I thought at Malmo he was excellent.
Yeah.
I thought he was very good. And quick Molotov, that's in toward the sandbag position, then they go for the boost, but Pronax again is going to get aggressive. They flash in, and they've got Lekro and Pauf both out toward this long, squeaky position. Showtime's waiting for the push through, but a smoke out. Pronax just takes a bit of damage. It goes down quite low, in fact, to 16. But they haven't yet spotted the other two players aggressive on A, and they can't find a shot, though. They've got to fall away from this. They'll leave Pauf with the pistol because, well, why not? He's got to get in some sort of position to take advantage of the lack of weaponry.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. That's why they go aggressive. They're trying to get that first kill in their favor and just have something to work with. Even though they won the last round, they are going to have one player on a pistol. That's Pauf. He still have a ton of information. You can see he's actually pushed up all the way towards that squeaky door area. And now it's up to the terrorists with mid control as well to work out their next move. Henny with the AWP. He's been taken down to 31.
Phelps waiting inside the vents. Much, much, much easier to see through it. He may get presented Twist's backside, but thankfully for Twist's sake, he elects to stay inside of the site itself and not back into checkers to find an alternative angle. Was a good attempt by Immortals to take over mid-control early, and they were successfully get Bolts into that position now where they can anchor it off, because with the push out towards Squeaky, no one was really there for GODSENT. A boost up for Pronax, who's gone to 16 again, off that peak, way out toward T-spawn.
It's perfect for him, considering he's low HP, and the time's running low. He really could do something with this.
This is perfect, though, from Bolts as well. He checks it. That's the best spot to see it from as he walks up highway, and Lekro's too far away to do anything about it on the trade. Better shot from Lucas. He'll drop a truck, and Pauf, he's still way out in no man's land trying to make this pistol work. He might be sneaky enough to find one quick kill on Showtime. That'll give him a weapon to work with. And complement that with the kill his teammate just achieved beforehand. It's down to 3 versus 3. There is 2 kits in play. Pauf and Twist are the ones holding on to them in possession, and Twist gets Henny. Now Pauf can try and walk back into this. It's a stack behind Quad. They just need to find out exactly where it is. Lucas sprays at the door. That's one position given away. And Twist getting the second onto Bolts. They know exactly where it is. They found it out as a team. All 3 of them stay alive. A great retake.
Absolutely. What a round from GODSENT. As I said, that would have been double eco territory if they were to lose that round. Someone had to step up. They go for the aggressive play towards A storage and checkers at the start of the round. Pauf with great positioning there. Rotating back into the bomb site, finds that first kill, picks up an AK, makes things very uncomfortable as well. Twist landing some stellar shots. And it's going to bring the scoreline to 12-8, and I think that will break the economy of Immortals as well. They get the bomb down, so they'll be fine for next round. So they're just going to take a partial bite this time. Desert Eagles, lots of some head armor, a couple of flashbangs here. No smokes to play with, so you'd assume things will be nice and fast. Maybe a fast boost towards middle, or just making their way towards A with a couple of flashes. That's what that's to do. Looks like it may be the latter.
Pronax, the late smoke this time, but they've already flashed around the corner, so it's the aggression in reverse. We've seen Pronax try and get into that position, but staying passive works against the pistols. This time he's got to swap over as he's out of ammo. That allows Phelps a quick deagle headshot. They've lost 3 players on this entry, and the bomb, it's not near the site. It may not even get there, because once more it's dropped down, and Lekro's there to finish it up. So 3 players staying alive. Another round for GODSENT, 3 in a row after losing the pistol and the 2 ensuing. It puts them in reach. It's 12-9. Their money, not amazing, but decent enough. They'll have a round in hand.
Starting to stable at least. With 3 rounds in a row, it means you start getting nice full buys every single round. You've got kits across the board. You have AWP and 1 round in hand as well. So should be okay going forward, but they're starting to edge their way back into this game now. Immortals on the buy. It's 5 AKs, no AWP on Henny or Showtime. So we'll see what they decide to do. It's looking like an A-sided attack. They're going to be doing the smokes at the start of the round. You see Henny and Phelps lining those up, and it may just be the straight-out play on towards the A bomb site. That's going to be interesting though. Pronax in a decent position, I'd say, but it's one and done unless he can get a nice full spray down here.
Waiting below the barrels. He's using that smoke. Oh, he's so blind though. He can't find the kills. Now he does. Sprays away. It's 2-8 bullets left though. He goes for the reload rather than the swap to the pistol. That costs him as Henny walks through. But he's done the work. He's done the job of giving them the advantage. Pauf through the smoke. He's going to find Bolts as well, and thankfully so, because Henny had just finished taking down Lekro, but he's gone solo. It's easy for Pauf to close it out.
Well then, it's a straight up set piece there from Immortals. Didn't go for any sort of default to start the round, straight to the A smokes, and it's Pronax. He's the thorn in their side this round. He's waiting on the other side of that smoke. Waits till he's unblind and goes for their 2 kills. This is a really nice play from him. It's enough just to get a load of information. He drops the bomb as well. Like you said, went for the reload. Took a bit of a risk instead of pulling out the pistol, but his work was already done at that point. It's going to break Immortals once again. We go into round number 23. They're going to have an MP7 on Henny, which is an interesting idea. Swap that over to player, yeah, so he gave that to Bolts. He's actually got head armor as well. That MP7 didn't really make any sense for an unarmored player, but let's see what Bolts can do with it. He'll be heading towards the B side. And actually, 4 of them are as well. I've got Phelps watching middle for any sort of rotations, but this is a difficult round for Immortals, I have to say.
Flash in, Lekro goes for peek, double wall. Double smoke wall, though, in front, so making sure no one's close. continue around on this. Twist is waiting way back toward the tree with the AWP. They may not get that far, though, because Lecro sprayed down 3, finally gets blinded up. Phelps there to pick up the pieces. Good shot from Phelps on Schneider, but all that does is serve to give away his position. Getting this kill distribution on GODSENT's side is so dead even. Everyone contributing right now.
It's coming together on the CD half after losing the pistol, going 0-3. They've actually strung 5 rounds together now, so that's going to be maximum loss bonus for Immortals. But that round was very interesting, trying to flash into towards the checkers area and use that MP7 to go in first, but it's Lecro that completely shuts them down, and we go into round 24. A pause has come in. Immortals calling that. It's going to be tactical, I would assume, at this stage. They're starting to close the gap, GODSENT. Just 1 round in it now. That's good work from Lecro there.
And the interesting thing was that it is 5 rounds loss bonus in favor of the Immortals right now, but even with 4 rounds, usually on the terrorist side, that can be enough, but they didn't get bomb plants on the previous 3, so this time they'll get a buy, but last time they didn't, and they were short by just a mere margin.
Well, it's Henny getting the AWP. The wealth has been distributed around. You can see Lucas feeling the pressure at the moment. He's actually got an AK, like a grenade, if he wants to get armor right now. I think he's deciding what's going to be best for them. This T side has been pretty difficult since they got off the pistol rounds, and we'll see what they can decide to do. I guess it's the perfect time to work out whether the set piece is going to work. We said they're the kind of team that like to be explosive and have that flair. I think it's the fast boost towards middle. That's where they're going to get most of their rounds and trying to stick together as a tight unit, just like GODSENT adapted to. The defaults weren't working out for them. They start doing fast little set pieces, just a smoke towards highway, flashes and molotovs towards the site, stick together, allow your star players some position to find the headshots there. If you're just working defaults every single time, you're going to get shut down, especially if you don't have the AWPs. But this time, though, Henny has got one. So maybe they will try and allow him to pick. The time will tell. 25 seconds remaining. The problem is, though, we saw it yesterday. Pronax is so good at calling the CT side. I think this team, that's when they really come into their own on the CT side. That's when he really has good reads on terrorists, and he'll be pushing in aggressive and trying to find the first pick. So watch out for that this round. He gets the time to pause around and have a little think of how they'll be adapting to what he's doing so far. So this could be interesting from them as well.
And the other thing about Pronax, too, it's not even just the setups that he creates. He understands how to utilize teammates to the best advantage of helping each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to call positions. It's another to say, I need you to buy a flash because I have this in mind. He's got a set play from the very offset of the round, so.
I really wouldn't be surprised they did something a little bit unorthodox, maybe 3, pushing B storage or send the York towards Squeaky, or just to take down whatever Immortals had in mind. Don't allow them to actually run their default or the set piece there. Yeah, Squeaky door.
Yeah, it's going to be Pouf and Lecro to lead it. Showtime is waiting for this push, though. This is actually quite smart. This is a good counter read. They know they've been aggressive at Showtime. Perfect lineup on that crosshair placement. He's even expecting the second man, and Lecro, and he's got that as well. But will he expect a third? Schneider's going to go out here. This is a bit unorthodox to commit this hard. It's all in at this point because they have to pull back the difference. So why not continue to push? Showtime, though. Why not continue to tear them down? He's going to continue it on. Pushes forward. That time he's finally caught off guard.
Oh.
But that was a good read.
4 players for the CTs towards Squeaky Door. They finally get the kill there. And it's going to be Pronax. He's being legged by the AWP. As we go into a 4-on-1.
And there it is. Henny hit him the first time when he jumped over. It was the tag, the leg shot, but they close it out on the second try. Immortals finally pull back around as it was a chance to tie up the game for GODSENT. It goes 13-11. That's 1 round, though, after 5. So this is the reset potential. Thankfully, they kept 4 alive. That was a big play by Showtime to read this.
Yeah, we said that GODSENT were going to try and mix things up there. I didn't think they'd be sending 4 players all to try and get this 1 kill with Showtime. They didn't even have to work for it. No tactic required. Just hold up and wait for the CTs to run into your crosshair. Perfect. And it's going to be 13-11 now. It's actually broken the economy of GODSENT here. Just Lecro with the M4A4. The rest of his teammates do have pistols available. It'll be a 5-7 P250s and Deagles. No real stack coming in here. It's more of a default play. Pronax is sat on the A side, but at this point, I think Immortals are going to be aware of the situation and will be just holding up slightly. I think they can get a read as to what kind of buy comes in. There's a Deagle shot fired by Twist. They're going to be aware that it's a difficult buy at least. Lecro has been very good this game. He's towards B by himself with the M4, so he does have an opportunity to do something with this weapon.
WP from Henny is going to give up trying to find a pick at mid. This is where they look to go toward A. They aren't throwing the default smokes over top of A main that we often see to try and cover off highway. Instead, they're still going to leave Phelps at middle to find a pick, and they're going to go straight in. I imagine it's going to be Henny that they'll send first to try and open up toward quad with the AWP, and exactly that, he's trying to find the angle. Does find it indeed. Schneider caught in the open, aggressively trying to find information, leaves Pronax alone now inside of this site. They're going to rotate over, but they're so far away from this, and just that one M4 right now is on Lecro. He's the last to arrive, and Phelps is going to flank him out at the truck. That's down and dusted. All 5 stay alive, so not only 1 round efficiently, 2 now for Immortals, and that builds their economy up very quickly.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this is looking quite promising for the Immortals. The pause apparently has worked out for them. GODSENT going to round number 26 here. It was Lecro who was struggling for money a little bit, so he's going to have to drop the weapon. They did have money available though, so that's absolutely fine. No AWP so for the CTs. It's Henny now is coming to life with the AWP himself, so I'm sure it'll be more of a default play here. Let's see what Henny decides to do. He's going to be going towards middle, trying to spam through and see if he can find any players towards short there. We have got quite a lot of mid-presence at the moment. Schneider waiting for the boost play, and Lecro in the vents as well. Not being shot out, of course, has to hide his position until it needs backup from his teammates. But Pronax is towards mid as well. This is a very focused attack towards mid.
And he's trying to hit that corner spot. It's a decent effort, but Twist is actually going to go down from that. And he's going to play at lockers. I imagine he'll post up at this position because now he's got so much information on A that they can afford to continue to leave 2 inside of middle and 2 inside of B with Lecro in the vents as well. So he's kind of playing both positions, that swing position. And no Molotov to clear it out just yet. Phelps will push it back slightly with some spam. Now the Molotov comes in. And Bolt's getting Lecro. Now they're starting to serve to push GODSENT back. This is working well with Schneider. Oh, with the trigger discipline, he wants more than one. He's going to get greedy, and he'll find... Oh, he won't! Good response from Lucas. I was going to say find what he was waiting for, but Pronax does push back through. He's caught by the pistol in the end of Henny, and it still serves the one-man advantage in the favor of Immortals, and Twist has a long rotation to go to get toward B, and look at the push through.
They know exactly where he is as well, so he's trying off towards CD Spawn, just eradicating him, the possibility to run through and deny the bomb plant here. 2 versus 1. Bolt's watching towards upper. The plant comes in, and Henny with the AWP on the site as well. Very difficult task of a Twist. No grenades, no kit available, and he has a smoke blocking his entrance to the bomb site here.
And no kit. As he goes in, checks to the right, finds one, good shot, but will he expect both on the site? Absolutely not. It's going to be map point for Immortals. Map 1 of the best of 3. Mirage comes up next. But a great start so far for the Brazilians.
Absolutely. And the loss bonus doesn't work out as effectively for the CTs, especially when they're in the 3rd stage as well. So they go into potentially the last round here. It's 15-11. 1 more for Immortals will do it. Famous, 2 Mag 7s and 2 pistols to try and hold on at this point. GODSENT up against the ropes. Need 4 rounds in a row just to take this to overtime and see if they can do anything with this buy.
So spray through on top. Red crate. Push anyone back trying to get close. And then Henny with the boost. Again, look at the weaponry. The shotgun for Pronax on
Optimistic
highway.
from Pronax.
Yeah.
Phasing him with the Mag 7 there. And he's going to be falling back and repositioning himself. That's full mid-control granted towards Immortals. And they're going to have Henny with the AWP as well. He's more than happy to face towards highway at this point. He knows money's limited for the CTs. They won't have an AWP, so he's just trying to find any intel. If someone decides to face, he'll rip their head off as well. CTs will be focusing towards B. It's an all-in call. They have no real reason to believe it may be a B-sided attack, but sometimes you just have to make the gamble.
The running water smokes.
That's right. I forgot that was the thing now.
Well, it's the same as I can understand Pronax being optimistic. That Mag 7 sounds like a supercharged Mag 7 now.
Yes, it's true.
More powerful. That's what sound does to things. It also allows Pauf to get in position inside of this. Phelps might walk by and actually overlook that position. We'll have to see how that plays out in the obituary, though, because the flash in and Pronax, he's got 2. It is a supercharged Mag 7, but it's answered back. Lucas and Phelps immediately to do the damage in return, and that means Pronax can't upgrade the weapon or hold the position. Henny with Lecro down leaves Twist, no smoke out, but they still find the kill. And it's a 1 versus 3 for Schneider.
And Mag 7, no grenades, no kits, 3 players to find and the bomb defuse. What do you reckon, Matt? Can he do this?
I reckon you don't sound optimistic, but I'm going to have to agree with that. Henny almost catches him on that shoulder peek. He will in the second. And it will be 16-11 for Immortals. GODSENT made a close game of it considering the start they had, but it's not enough in the end.
Decent attempts in the last round. Pronax pushing in the Mag 7. Could have made things exciting. They said they needed 4 in a row. They were limited, but still promising storylines for both teams there, I feel. It was a really good start for Immortals there. Started to slip away slightly on the second half, but they did win both pistols, and GODSENT will know that. They know they could have got back into that game easily. It was one round that separated them, broke their economy, so still, they go into Mirage next map. That's when things really get interesting. That was Immortals' pick, and we saw how strong GODSENT can be on Mirage, especially on their CT side. I think that's when they really come alive, is when they can actually have control of the game, get some decent money going, and start being aggressive as well. So many great aimers in that.
I think Pronox is a really good caller on that map in particular. They've always had a good read on it in the Fnatic days, and it was one of the maps that a lot of teams would auto-ban against them a lot of times because they were just so scary. I mean, to be fair, Fnatic with Pronox had a 7-map pool. Yeah. They're about the only team that did, but yeah, I mean, this is where the series, I think, has to draw level. I think this has to go 3 games, but the way Immortals are playing, we said they needed that flare. Showtime was excellent, and Henny was hitting some up-close shots, which is what he's been lacking.
He's being dynamic right now. We saw it yesterday. He was quite cagey on Cobble. They weren't really getting rolling with him whatsoever. We even saw in their videos. They need that big momentum at the start. Winning both pistols and having like a 6-0 advantage, that's enough for him to get confident and start hitting those shots. So we saw it. We saw those flashy plays with the close-range AWP. I hope to see more of that from him, but they're going to struggle on Mirage, I think. That's GODSENT really are going to come alive.
Well, before we do head to the second map, don't forget, guys, you can head to the link below, g2a.com/Dreamhack. Open. Everyone here can do it. You've all got computers in the BYOC, massive BYOC, and online, and you can win some cool prizes throughout the weekend. Don't go anywhere, guys. We've got map 2 coming up.